Welcome back to the HigherForm podcast. We're here every week having real conversations with leaders, coaches, and everyday people about what it takes to become your best. We know life will test you, and we're here to share practical tips, tools, and relatable stories to help you build the highest form of your life.
You're looking pretty tan.
Thanks. Just got back from beach vacation.
Yeah.
You're supposed to ask where I went.
Where'd you go?
Went to Mexico.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Aren't you fancy?
Had a hot date with me there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first time we've gotten away literally for a beach trip alone without the kids since our honeymoon.
That was for like a relaxing purpose.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone skiing maybe once or twice, but
We've done trips. We've gone to like Dallas, like we've done stuff, but
that was not a solo, like just us getaway though,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, but even when we've gone and done stuff, it's never been relaxing. It's never been for the purpose to take a beat.
Yeah.
So
Well, coming fresh off a beat.
going fresh off of a beat, sure.
This week we're going to talk about why most people don't actually need a new program. They just need better coaching.
Yes.
The program's not the hard part. I mean, really I was literally just showing Nate how you can go out and use the free version or the $20 a month version of ChatGPT. You can ask it for a program, and then you can use the free version or the paid version of Claude, and you can say, is this program legit? And get two different AI perspectives that are very intelligent about all the structural details.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in our last episode, we talked about you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
The plan is really not the hard part if you utilize technology appropriately.
It's executing the plan.
1,000%. So just a quick recap from what we discussed last week. If you didn't listen to the episode, we talked about how structure, inconsistency, realistic expectations, lifestyle, like those are the things that usually keep people from seeing the progress they're looking for.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people hear that, they're like, I just need a better plan. And you certainly do need a better plan. That's a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
But the reason that we are sitting here today with this podcast is because we have worked in the fitness industry, working what? The Findustry?
The Findustry.
We
worked in the Findustry.
We might just keep saying that. Where do you work? The Findustry?
I work in the Findustry.
We've worked in the fitness and nutrition industry since like 2012 for me, 2014 for you.
Mm-hmm.
And most people that we work with actually know what they need to be doing. They're just not executing it.
Because they need support in how to implement it, or yeah, I mean that's a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean putting the plan together is only a piece of the puzzle. The hardest part is making it work in real life, because plans are very static, but real life is very dynamic. Things shift, things change.
You've got travel, something comes up, you miss a workout here and there. So if your plan or program that you're following is like, here's 8 weeks, follow this, you're like, okay, well, something happened in the middle of that and I got off track and I don't know what to do now. That's where having a coach is supportive.
Yeah, that dynamic flexing, adaptability to allow you to be able to make the plan work in scenarios that maybe aren't as ideal as the plan itself.
Correct.
Well, let's think about this. A program is what to do, and coaching is how, when, why to adjust. You know what I mean? Because if you had this perfect scenario, I think more people would be walking around as healthier and fitter versions of themselves if it was purely just the logistics of having a good plan.
Because the information is out there and you can find it, but you executing it and following it and doing the right form and all these things that go into it is where the support is helpful.
Well, think about how many times people go around and say like, well, I tried this, now I'm trying this. I tried this, now I'm trying that.
Yeah.
I tried that, and then it
I
didn't
did
work.
this type of workout or this program over here, and I didn't see what I wanted, so I went to this gym and I did this, and yeah.
Not to take away from like the different styles of exercise, but really, and we talked about this whenever we had Dr. Gillette on. He had mentioned that when we talked about exercise, it's like you got to do something that you can stick with and that you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
The perfect type of exercise for weight loss is not going to be like, yeah, of course there are some things that are ideal.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like putting one thing at a pedestal, which I would argue is strength training, but that was not really what the conversation is about.
Yeah.
It's really more around like something that can keep you
Whatever
moving.
you're going to
Whatever
do.
you're going to do, the best thing is
Yeah.
the thing that you can keep doing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That you enjoy or
Yeah,
you
so it's more
learn to
about
enjoy.
executing the plan and something you enjoy than picking the perfect thing for you.
Yeah.
You got to make it a place that you enjoy showing up to or a process that you enjoy
Yeah.
going through. And then when you can do that repeatedly, then you can start seeing progress. And then you can get to like optimizing later, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think this is where like you and your best friend, maybe you guys, we're gonna do this together.
Yeah, we both downloaded this 8 week muscle building fat loss program.
Yeah.
Let's run it together and let's
Let's do it
see how we
together.
do.
Yeah. And maybe one of you sees more results or progress than the other.
Why is that? Is it the plan?
Is it the plan? They're both doing the same plan, but they might have different needs. They might need to adjust accordingly based off of where their metabolic adaptations
One
are.
person works nights, the other one works days. One person has
Yeah.
kids, the other one doesn't. One person has a desk job, the other one has an active job.
One person knows how to do form correctly and the other doesn't, right? And
Yep.
so they're not getting a bang for their buck on their exercises.
Yeah, the difference is 100% the intent, the adjustment, the progressions, the specifications around how to implement the plan for the person.
The hands-on support, because everybody's life is different and unique and needs to adapt accordingly.
Yeah, and I think you could make the argument that everybody needs some form of coaching.
Yeah.
It obviously looks different for different people, but having an outside source to be able to give you inside information.
Yeah.
You sent me this deal the other day that was like, hey, here's a good content topic. And it was the guy who was a
Yeah.
gastroenterologist or something like
Yeah, that
that.
does interesting.
And it was like, if your car has, you can say it or I can say it.
Yeah, well, you might have to help me out, but he was
Yeah.
like, if your car is broken, you go to the mechanic, and he like points an arrow down.
Yep.
And if
If your teeth need cleaned,
you go to the
you go to the
dentist.
dentist.
But if you have stomach issues or bloating, first you go like I don't
Try a detox tea. Then you add a probiotic. Then you get frustrated. Then you
then you
try
go
a
to
new diet.
and then you go to ChatGPT and it tells you to cut out gluten, so you cut out gluten, but then you go to this and ask it. It was just like showing all these different things that
And
somebody's
it
going
was
to
like,
do,
or you could go see a get
specialty doctor for
correct.
whatever it is, right?
Yeah. And it's the same thing for coaching. Like that is essentially what you're looking at. So the same scenario we'll probably recreate and make a piece of content out of
You
is
might see this down the road.
yeah. If you need your car fixed, you go to a mechanic. If you need your teeth cleaned, you go to the dentist. If you want to lose weight, you look up Google or ChatGPT around the best weight loss plan.
Mm-hmm.
You try the plan, and in 3 weeks, you don't feel better. So then you try a different plan that works for Susie next door,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't see progress at that. And then you get frustrated and you go to this one place, and then you do this, and you do this, and this, and this, and this. But all the meanwhile, if you would have just went straight to the source of who are the experts
Yeah.
of helping you integrate in the changes you're looking to make, you may know exactly what you need to do, but applying it is a completely different story.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, because everybody's schedules are so unique, maybe you're sleeping 5 hours a day, you have a very stressful life, your energy is low or high or whatever. Everybody's so different in what their daily demands are. And so having a coach who can understand everything that you're going through and be able to cater and adapt and help you make a plan that makes sense for you, because you might not know how to do that yourself because this is not your expertise. Maybe you're a real estate agent. Your expertise is in houses and
If you
commercial
want to
and
buy a
whatever.
house,
You go
you
to
go
an
to an
agent.
agent.
But that's what I mean. Like your expertise might be somewhere else. You're like, I only have so much bandwidth to be an expertise in so many different areas. I need to outsource a coach to help me because that is their expertise.
Correct. And a lot of these things on the surface, they seem pretty like logical, right? Like
Yeah.
if I have a problem I can't solve, I go to a pro. But fitness, for whatever reason, people either lack the understanding of the level of intricacy that goes into what small changes can make massive differences on the other side. Something like you had mentioned earlier, one person's form might be right and another might be wrong.
Yeah.
I have clients that I've worked with for years, and I still have to tell them to do the same things that they are not consciously aware of.
Yeah.
And one person listening might be like, "Well, they're just not paying attention." It's like, or they don't have the bandwidth to focus on this.
Yeah.
I could change the oil in my own vehicle. Do I do it?
No.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
because I haven't wanted
I
to.
know.
I haven't taken the time to go through and do that because I know that it's going to be way more efficient for me to have an expert go out and do that and make that investment so I can put my energy on the things that I'm actually going to get the most back on.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's the same thing with fitness, but it doesn't, it, for whatever reason, a lot of people think they can hack their way through the next plan to get to that point. Well, maybe the missing gap, because life is dynamic and your situation is unique, is just going to hire a coach.
Well, that's going to keep you more consistent when life does throw you lemons and things do get off schedule and you travel or you get busy or something
Yeah, because if
happens.
you don't adjust, the plan will break.
The plan will break. And so having somebody to help adjust with you is going to help you at least continue on the path of progression.
1000%. You got to adapt.
Yeah.
Outside of fitness, and you think about this in other contexts of life, it is the same thing. Like we just literally said that with all those different examples. And I think a big piece of that is you really just have to get to a point, and this is when most people that we work with or start with are really ready to commit. They get to a point where
They've tried things
there's,
on their own. They've
yes.
been from program to program and they're like, okay, I need to find somebody who can
Yeah, I got to
help
thinking
me.
about this the other day and I'm like, I really don't know that we work with that many quote unquote beginners. I think most of the people that really get to points where they see the value in coaching is they've recognized that they can't do it on their own,
Hmm.
but they haven't never tried before.
Yeah. They've
You know what
just
I mean?
recognized that in order for them to continue to get better and feel better, it makes sense to have somebody in their corner guiding them in the right direction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, and we have had some beginners.
I'm not saying that it's not beginner friendly, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if I really like look back and I try to put the lens of every conversation I have for somebody who's come on or come in for a free intro
Hmm.
and we've talked about their goals and their background and their history and what they're looking for, most times after they really tell me what they're looking for, they haven't come up short by a lack of trying to
Yeah.
do things
Yeah, for sure.
beforehand.
For sure.
Most times people don't see the value in investing in professional services until they get to a breaking point. And that breaking point is, are my efforts actually getting me to the point that I want to go or the place that I want to go?
Yeah. Like what I'm doing now is not working. I'm
And you
going
have to
back
be
and
like
forth.
purely sick of the lack of results because it is uncomfortable to invest in anything that is
Yeah.
more than what you are used to.
Yeah. Or new or yeah.
Overwhelming,
Yeah.
different,
Yeah. That's what I was.
whatever it might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
But the thing that you have to realize if you're approaching that breaking point is I've really got two options. I can do more of the same of what's not working,
Mm-hmm.
which won't give you the fix,
Mm-hmm.
or I can go try something new. And at least if you try something new, you're giving yourself an opportunity to be able to see something different.
Yeah.
But be real with yourself that if trying something new is just trying another program
Yeah.
and you've already tried a bunch of them, the program is probably not the missing link. It's the application that needs to change.
Yeah. You need more support.
Yeah, you got to be able to have feedback and direction and
Yeah.
be able to pivot specific to what you'd said. Not to be redundant, but I think it's important because it's just a principle that applies beyond fitness.
Yeah.
And I think that as we really get into the direction we're headed with the reason we started the podcast and the business in the first place is like
Yeah.
our craft, the thing that we have literally mastered is hands-on coaching with people.
Yeah. Giving people feedback, hands-on coaching and direction and support to actually make a change and improve their life.
Yeah.
Right.
And going through a process of working together as a team. I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, for those who may or may not know, like Brittany played college athletics. I played sports in college as well. And it's one of those things where it's an environment where you either grow or you don't belong.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we've had that established early with sports in
Yeah.
both of our environments and most of our team as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's been really a big part of the culture here is that we have
Every
people
single coach on our team has been involved in sports.
really been involved in collegiate athletics. I think 90% of them in some capacity, whether it
Yeah.
was more on like the training room side of it or
Yeah.
working with college athletes or being a college athlete. I
Yeah.
think everybody's had that experience and been in an environment and a culture that is all about growth and change and adapting and feedback.
And teamwork
Yes.
to have a goal. You know, like we have a common goal. As a coach, your goal is to support the client's goals and getting them there,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And then being able to align on the realities of how you bring a plan to life, but also build the plan around the person instead of try to have the person fit their life around the plan, which
Yeah.
is where most people go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And being able to do that requires a specific level of attention to detail that is typically best delivered in small group and or one-on-one settings.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the semi-private environment. Like 4 or less people really feels like a tight-knit group that you can still get a lot of individualization in.
Hmm.
And even in some of our like quote unquote group classes, I would argue that they're definitely more on the small group side,
Yeah.
purely because when you get a group of call it 8 to 12 people, typically with the way that we train, strength bias, you're going to
Yeah.
split people up to where you're working in pairs.
Yeah.
So maybe only 4 to 6 people are actually working at once, which still gives a coach a chance to be able to deliver a lot of feedback, the tell, the show, the do.
Compared
And
to larger groups in other facilities, not just in the
yeah,
Kansas City area, where maybe there's like 20 to 30 people in these big open areas, and
and the
like there's so
energy in
many
those
people.
environments are awesome. So if you're there for energy, that's one piece of the puzzle. But
Yeah,
if you
totally.
really need the coaching, the feedback, the adjustment,
Hmm.
and you're not there for like for anything other than like learning and growing and adapting and like really establishing better habits and a better
Yeah.
approach to things, you have to be in a setting small enough where a coach can give you that level of attention and support. And
Yeah.
that really, I feel like that perfect scenario is like 3 to 4 people to one coach so that there's enough opportunity for that individualization to really come to life.
Yeah, because it's not so many people that you feel like you're not being supported, but yet there's a couple other people there that you're collaborating with and working with. And
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you're thinking like, okay, how does that even come to life? So from the coach's perspective, behind the scenes,
mm,
we talk about a handful of different things to make sure that we're executing this at a high level. One, it's making sure that you have a plan going into the session based on individual assessments that are done before someone joins any group setting. So
mhm.
everybody that comes here starts with 2 one-on-one sessions to do a full movement and fitness assessment so we can at least have an idea of where their starting
Yeah,
point is.
yeah, yeah,
Then when you get into a semi-private session, a small group, obviously one-on-one is easy because there's just one-on-one attention. You have a general idea of where people are at and you can make adjustments to each person's program accordingly. The truth is most people need to be doing a lot of the same movement patterns, and you can take and have the bulk of the session around specific variations. So you and me are in a session,
yeah,
you're doing a back squat, but I'm having issues and I need to be more focused on front loaded squats based on my body type or whatever.
yeah,
Maybe I'm doing a front squat or a goblet squat.
yeah,
Maybe I can't do a lunge, so I do a step up and you're doing a lunge.
yeah,
There's still similar movement patterns. And then we can have isolated time in a session where maybe there's 10 minutes at the end where it's like you really want to focus on your upper back strength because you sit at a desk all day long and I need to focus more on my core strength. So you do your accessory here, I do my accessory here.
yeah,
The coach stands in a place where they can use peripheral vision and they can go through and tell, show, do, and
yeah.
review with the client. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How am I working through it? And
Yeah.
what things need to adjust to optimize?
And it's still individualized in a sense where it's not so many people that you're like, five people over here are doing this and four are doing this. It's still a small group. Couple people can do this, couple people can do this, and you
Yeah.
can see it all. And it's still catered to your goals and your needs based off of your body
Yep.
and where you're at
Yep.
and your fitness level. Because you could have somebody who's maybe at a closer to a beginner level be in the same group as someone who's maybe a little bit more intermediate or advanced and still have a great time and a great experience.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we've had small group sessions where you have
Yeah.
a 30-year-old fit male with a 60-year-old deconditioned woman,
Yeah.
and they both get great workouts in that time frame
Yeah.
and individualized attention, and they leave both relatively challenged to the extent needed for them to see progress.
Yeah, for sure. It was just good coaching
Yeah, and
to
great coaching
adapt
is
and
adapting to the
yeah,
person,
to the
right?
people in front of you and
Giving
their
real-time
needs.
feedback,
Yeah.
planning for the specific needs, but
Yeah.
the thing is, it's not really like there's not a programming secret that's going to change all the things we just talked about.
Yeah.
It takes working with people and being able to make those adjustments and actually seeing how each,
Real-time practice.
yes,
And you don't get that from just like making programs online for people.
that's another really good point, right?
Well,
When you're looking for plans,
mm-hmm.
if you are the type of person who's not ready to or able to invest in coaching, because I get it, no pressure, it's not
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
We know that. if you're getting a plan from somebody, I would probably try to get a plan from somebody, if you can, that has actually worked with people in person,
Yeah.
not just someone who sells plans online, because that person will understand how to coach you through implementing the plan, even if it's not the hands-on stuff like what we do here.
Yeah, well, then that's where the industry gets a little wishy-washy these days because there's hundreds of people who have a certification who sell programs online but have maybe never worked with actual people,
Yes.
especially maybe somebody who's in your exact scenario or fitness level or something. Maybe they're a former athlete and they're just like really fit and they're like, I'm going to write these programs because I know how to write programs.
Hmm.
And you just have to be mindful of who you're getting coaching from and make sure that they know how to work with a real human in
Yeah, and
front
that
of
they're
them
actually coaching, not just writing
and not
programs.
just writing programs. Because what if your plan needs to be adapted because of an injury or something like that, and they don't know how to do that for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I would argue that you could get a better plan from ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you use than you could just going and buying something from someone who is not coaching people but just selling plans who looks good.
Who doesn't know that they didn't get their programming from AI and just put it into an app and then are selling it.
Correct, but I think at the end of the day, at least with the AI, you can counter prompt it and say,
Yeah.
well, I can't, every time I do an overhead press, I can't do this.
Give me a different
And
exercise
we're
to
not at
do.
the place in time where technology is fast enough to be able to say, here's a video of my form, coach me through this and be with
Yeah.
me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. A
Um,
virtual
you know what a funny
coach.
April
Yeah.
Fool's joke would have been is us taking a couple AI images of those like Neo or new humanoid robots and like
Mm.
we've hired some new robots and put them in force to
Oh.
coach you here at the gym.
Yeah, that would have been an expensive joke, right?
Well, I'm not saying actually buying them, Brittany.
Oh, I thought you said
Using
buy a
using
robot and put it in here and say, "Here's our new coach." I'm like, that's an expensive joke.
what's not expensive is asking AI to just give me a picture of that
Yeah.
and then posting that.
Oh, I got you.
There we go.
There we go.
Full circle.
Yep. Didn't catch that.
It's all good. Sometimes yeah, sometimes that
I have
happens.
another funny April Fool's thing that I saw. This
Okay.
girl was training a group of people and she was working the warm up in and she was like, we're doing our breath work, and she was doing the Macarena, but like very slowly and connecting it to like breath work.
Yeah.
And it took until she was almost all done before somebody was like, are we doing the Macarena?
Winner.
Yeah, I
Ding,
know.
ding,
I
ding,
was
ding,
just like,
ding.
that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Fantastic. Why this all matters to you, like obviously we could sit here and talk about this all day. And what is this, episode 45 or 6?
46 or
46.
46, I think.
And I think that there's like a huge difference in talking about something and doing it is literally what we just mentioned.
Yeah.
And we're very much like, don't just talk about it, be about it, people.
Hmm.
After us going through and really brainstorming on how we can deliver the best value, this is not the only medium that allows us to give our expertise to people at no cost.
Hmm.
And one of the things that we really are passionate about is finding ways to really expand our knowledge and expertise and make it more accessible to people. But also, the reason we created Avexi is because what we do just doesn't really exist in the marketplace, at least not in Kansas City, where you go to one place and you get all the coaching and support you need, like we're talking about, in a small group or one-on-one hands-on setting that allows us to build a plan for you and like implement that and coach
Hmm.
you through it, done with you type of style, instead of just like, I go to class here, I buy a nutrition plan here, I do
Yeah.
this there.
Where you're going to like 5 different places all week to get all the different things that you need.
Yeah, we wanted to be able to have a spot that's like a one-stop shop for the high level delivery of it. And it's hard to show that in a setting like this with the podcast. So we're not going away from the podcast, but we're going to pivot our content creation a little bit. And the higher form episodes will still be something that we release, at least as of right now,
Hmm.
2 episodes a month. Honestly, this could change. We're in kind of like that see what works and makes the most
Yeah.
sense mode.
Yeah.
As always, we love your guys' feedback. And as we make this pivot and go into the direction that we're going, I think it'd be fantastic to hear from you. Let us know if you like what we end up doing and where we're going. The more feedback we have, the easier it is for us to turn around and deliver the value that people want.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll continue podcasting. Small pivot. We're going to add 2 longer form YouTube videos per month.
talking about or going through,
Really showcasing.
showcasing real coaching, what sessions look like. Maybe we're breaking down a particular topic or exercise or theme that we're seeing often.
Yeah, but instead of just sitting here and talking about it,
Yeah.
actually showing you, actually implementing, actually giving you the value of the things that we discuss all the time. And I think it's been good because we've really been able to lay almost 50 hours worth of or episodes worth of just solid overview on what we do, what we're about,
Yeah.
the other types of people in the area that really relate to what we do. So you can really understand where we're coming from, and that we do have an experience that allows us to truly impact people. But I think the next level of us impacting is to give more hands-on support and guidance and structure. So if you
Well,
think about fitness and coaching, it's a hands-on thing. It's hard to do that over an audio-only medium. And yes, these are
but
on YouTube if you
yeah.
don't listen.
Yeah.
So if you watch these episodes, awesome.
But
But
even then, some of the topics that we're
yeah,
discussing would be beneficial to visually see some of it happening, how you're approaching it, how it's done, a little bit more kind of behind the scenes of what it would be actually like to work with a coach for whatever the subject is
yeah,
for that
and I'll
topic.
even give you another layer of depth on like why make the pivot. As a business owner, content creation has been something that is like integrated into the expectation for us moving forward. And it is hard sometimes to get creative about saying the same types of things in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd seen a post from a business leader that I follow answering a question at a seminar about like, how do I get and stay more consistent with my content creation without feeling like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And the analogy used is he talked about Dave Ramsey, and he's like, Dave Ramsey's been answering the same question for 30 years, and it's, what do I do? I'm broke. But he has passionately created tons and tons and tons and tons of content and value for people, literally just answering the same thing. The way he did it was through applying unique scenarios of how to do that for the person. So literally coaching people through it and using that as the
Mm-hmm.
platform to deliver value. And I think that's really a good eye-opening opportunity for us to say, what are the examples of the type of people that come and see us, so you can see yourself in them if you're someone who's not here,
Yeah.
or realize you're not alone if you are someone who's already working with us. And if you are someone who can't work with us, you're not local, it delivers value that way. So it felt like a win across all avenues.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is an audio. Yes, if you're watching on YouTube, it's still just us talking,
Yep.
right? Audio, visual, kinesthetic learning. Like people want to see people doing something, so they actually maybe take more away from that.
Yeah.
Let's say you're reading a recipe or you're watching a YouTube video of somebody literally cooking in their kitchen that same recipe and you're following along as you're doing it or
Very different
something.
experiences.
Yeah, very different experiences in reading your own recipe or watching somebody cook that recipe, for example.
Yeah. Or maybe you're someone who hasn't been to the gym because you've had some back pain issues and you don't really know how to build muscle because every time you pick up a barbell, you get hurt.
Yeah.
Or maybe you are someone who's trying to lose weight and you've never really had someone break down how to build your own nutrition plan and adapt it. And so, like, giving you moments of us actually coaching through real life scenarios
Yeah.
and taking the things that we've spent literally years and thousands of hours working with thousands of different people navigating, like that to me seems so much more valuable. Once again, this is a medium that we will continue to keep and develop because we like it and enjoy it.
But we're adapting to what makes sense for our audience and the needs of how we want to communicate what we want to put out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, not to get too deep on it, but like it's one thing to go to work and just do the same thing over and over again. And it's another thing to go to work and continue to develop the impact that you make on people. Because at the end of the day, what's cool about this is like we're creating things that are going to outlive us
Yeah.
and creating an impact that allows us to truly like shift the way people think and act and behave and improve their health and their performance and
Mm-hmm.
live the highest form version of themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
the mediums at which you follow, if you don't already follow the Avexia Health and Performance Instagram, the YouTube account will be where we post these things. We'll be sharing the shorter form clips through Avexia
Social media,
and
yeah.
social media. HigherForm will still be a thing, but just kind of marrying it all down a new path that allows us to keep delivering value to you. So
Yeah.
if you're sitting here and thinking like, well, I don't know if that's something I'm into or who's it for.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think it's for anybody who's putting in effort and not seeing progress. If you're the type of person who, like we had said, has changed different plans or your plan's not working, maybe it's not the plan, maybe it's the implementation. And that's the goal of what we're trying to shift to, is how can we actually give that coaching experience without you having to be here physically and invest in the time. And it'll come in doses, right?
Yeah, and I think even if you're just somebody who's like passionate about learning how to continue to get better with this or that, maybe one of the subjects that we touch on is how to, maybe a coach coaching somebody through a back squat or something
Hmm.
appropriately. And maybe you're like, man, I do back squats and something just doesn't feel right when I do it. I'm going to watch this video because maybe I'll pick something up from it,
Yeah.
right? So just because maybe you're not looking for coaching specifically, but you want to pull tips and tricks from things that we're sharing. I
Yeah, this
think
will give
that's an
like small
easy,
doses of what we do. So
yeah.
it, like you had mentioned, if you're going from like good to great and you just want to optimize or something just feels off,
Hmm.
we'll try to have topics. So once again, the more feedback you can give us, the better, because it gives us an opportunity to be able to start to say, okay, cool, here are the things that other people see value in, not just using scenarios within the gym. But I
Yeah.
think that'll be kind of the spine of what we do, is taking
Yeah.
the things we see on a coaching basis on a regular basis with our team, and whether it's you and me or other people from our team,
Yeah.
we'll be delivering more hands-on, smaller than committing to a whole program, but longer than an Instagram clip
Yeah.
doses
Yeah.
of how to be able to make a change in certain topics,
Yeah. Yeah, for
because that
sure.
medium is something I feel like we haven't gotten a chance to touch on, and it feels like a very natural next step for us to.
Yeah, it's good to have different, your hands in different buckets,
Yeah.
right?
So if you're trying to figure it out on your own, you're looking to level up, or maybe you're struggling with what you're doing now, this is definitely going to be an option that will hopefully provide more clarity for you. And wrap up the whole episode.
You don't need a new program.
Correct.
You just need support with better execution. Maybe you need adjustment or you need guidance, and coaching is going to do that for you.
100%. So the next thing you will see from us after this episode is a YouTube clip.
Of us coaching something.
Correct. We'll get to more of what that looks like. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channels. That way you get updates whenever we post new stuff. But we will catch you guys next week.
This episode of the HigherForm podcast is powered by Avexia Health and Performance, your home for smart training, simple nutrition, and real accountability. Built to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Whether you're just getting started or chasing your next level, visit AvexiaKC.com to learn more and start building your higher form today.